see, human beings have an innate sense that inanimate objects are just like us, that they're comprised of matter or the material and the spiritual or the soul. Going back thousands of years, the church has always believed likewise. Yes, inanimate objects can be imbued with goodness. Unfortunately, they can also be imbued with evil.
Haunted objects started as a feature film, but it went so overwhelmingly full of emotion and different. The story behind the story grew so much. Philip and I have always wanted to make a television series. Something like The Twilight Zone, Black Mirror, or even a supernatural, more so stranger things. So we needed something, I would say epic, at least. I mean, just overwhelmingly epic. So we were looking for haunted items or strange and unusual oddities, and suddenly came across something that nobody wanted in their house. Nobody wanted to bid for it at the auction. Nobody would touch it. They were scared of it. So we got it, and it arrived in a black trunk. Suddenly on the steps, a big black trunk was delivered, and now we had to drag it into the house, and it stayed in the basement for 2 weeks until we unlocked it. And this thing was actually the real exorcism box of Annalise Michel, which is the real Emily Rose. Whether it's the Annalise Michel exorcism box that was in the actual room when she had this intense possession. I mean, if it can talk, and that's what we're going to show you. It's going to tell its story.
Halloween, 1974.
Yeah, there's a lot of ghost stories about the place. A lot of rumors of it being haunted. For some reason, the history is just wanting to be told.
Now, the Blessed Mother, in accordance with the rites of exorcism, had forced the demons to tell Father Renz when they were leaving. And they said October 31st at 10 p.m. The exorcism begins before 10. And so Father Renz begins to talk to the demon. With her friends, with Peter, her sisters, her parents. And so begins the first of the exodus of the demons. Now, in the modern world, there is no more dramatic case of possession and exorcism than that of Annalise Michel, a German college student who underwent several exorcisms in the 1970s.
Anna Michel was an amazing, beautiful young woman. Her love and passion for the faith and her religion and her God in general, was everything to her. And she would rather take the demons with her than risk passing them on to another innocent soul.
In fact, Annalise battled 6 demons: Nero, Judas, Cain, a dishonored priest, Hitler, and Satan himself. This story was the inspiration for the movie The Exorcism of Emily Rose.
Well, if you've ever heard of a movie called The Exorcism of Emily Rose, Rose,
Yes.
which is a very popular movie.
And it was really well done.
It was a great movie, but sad. This is actually the
It was sad.
real exorcism box used by the real priest and the girl. The story goes this belonged to a very possessed girl named Annalise McKell. She's the real Emily Rose. I had gotten this from the niece of the priest that actually was a friend of the two priests in Germany. He lived in New Orleans and he had a parish going on in the Garden District. He needed to get rid of it very quickly. He was a collector, but not the collector of the paranormal. Is there an attachment here?
It's the object. Evil.
She contacted me and asked me if I was interested in the box. I said, of course I am. She goes, I need to get rid of it right now. And it had a very terrible smell to it. So it arrived in a trunk, all boxed up. And of course I put on my rubber gloves, thinking, oh, this is going to protect me from demons.
So Chris called me and he goes, guess what I got? Well, you know, he gets a lot of incredible things for his auctions and stuff, but he goes, I've got the real exorcism box used in the real case that they based Emily Rose, the exorcism Emily Rose on. And I said, you gotta be kidding me. What kind of attachment may that carry?
So I opened it up expecting to feel, what would I say, a demonic energy, a darkness. It was so powerful, it actually blew the internet router that was above right up. Let's open the box. These were made in 1898, and they came from all over the world. Hello. Hi, everybody. This is live from location that we've been filming all day. Okay, we're getting people up like real quickly. Oh, there we go. Hi, hello. Hey, what's up? Please be patient. We are live. We don't know what's going to happen with the internet or what's going on. But we're here to open a secret box for you tonight that I've been mentioning all day. We've been going all over the world to get attachments for our show because it's called The Attachment. We've asked Christina to come by to bless our set. We are doing a show about attachments, and one of the things that we picked up, I wanted to see if you would come down and bless it.
Absolutely.
And you have no idea what it is, do you?
I have no idea what it is. When I first saw that chest, I had no idea what was in it. Tonight, I'm going to take a look at some things I've never seen before. So it's going to be interesting.
We're going to open the box for you if we see a lot of hearts, okay? Come on, everybody. There we go. Oh, there's millions of them. Millions of them. And look, there's sexy Phil there filming.
When I got on my knees and began to undo the lock and the latches, my hands started shaking. My heart is pounding and shaking. When I lifted the lid, instead of feeling this rush of despair or evil that you would expect to feel with an evil object, it looked and felt like a tabernacle. A tabernacle is what holds the Eucharist in the church. Can I pull it out and set it on top here? It felt like it had held the Eucharist, like it had held something holy.
It is very old, which is absolutely beautiful. What do you guys think it is? Tell me. If you guys sign off your chicken right now.
The temperature just dropped. And as we opened it and I saw the inside and realized it was a sick call box, I realized, first of all, I was right. This is a sick call box used in an exorcism. An exorcism is a sickness. It's a time when the person is less than whole. And so a sick call box would be appropriate to use in the case of an exorcism because it is the soul that is sick. This is the candelabra that also goes at the front of the mask. This would be the spoon that you use to feed what's called viaticum, or the last rites.
Okay, this has What's that
This
say
is a
on it?
patent.
And what does that say?
Oh, it's IHS. It's
In her service.
no.
No?
It's a symbol for Christ.
Okay.
But it's from the first letter of the Greek words for Jesus, Savior of the world. And this is where holy water would have been held
Like,
to bless themselves. Exactly.
what is that?
This is holy water. But this is the type of thing that the priest would have had in the parish and brought with him when visiting the dying.
I wanted to say, do you know why we've asked you to bless it?
I'm happy to do it. It's a holy object.
It is, but I wanted you to see if you could see the name that's written on the back. Oh, there we go.
Here? Okay. This belonged to the Michel family. When I turned the box around and saw the name etched in the back, I think I felt this shudder of nervousness. Oh my goodness.
Whether it was completely as an exorcism unit, it was in the house at the time of the exorcism.
It wasn't because the box was evil or because there was any evil associated with it. It was because the case in which it was used was so sad and so powerful and so changing in our culture and in the church that it was like holding a piece of religious history, like a relic. It must have belonged to Annalise Michel's father's relatives. I just remember sweating and shaking.
And I'm actually getting shivers right now. I don't know because this is the actual photo I brought from the newspaper.
Right.
See on the back?
Yes. This is what she looked like when she started university before everything went south on her. She was exercising. Rite of exorcism was performed on her 67 times in 10 months, often twice a week for up to 6 hours a day. Now, there is a concept in possession and exorcism called a victim soul. This is a person who has been asked by God to undergo possession in order to unite their sufferings to the sufferings of Christ on the cross for the sake of the salvation of the world. Annalise Michel was said to be one of these, but also is rumored to have accepted the request to be possessed by God himself, who suffered fighting the devil for the sake of the world. She was also possessed by a man named Father Fleischmann. Now this is very interesting because it's proof that Annalise was possessed by a demon, that this knowledge couldn't be gained by her in any other way than it having been given to her supernaturally. He was actually accused of beating a woman to death and had affairs with people in the local town. There is no way Annalise could have heard about any of this. All those 6 demons in one poor German schoolgirl fighting to see who would ultimately get to claim her for himself. Originally, she was possessed by Satan himself.
EVPs, spirit boxes, everything we got off of the box was just completely off the chart. Who's in the room with me? We got this incredible EVP, and I cannot believe it actually was in German. Is there someone here with us? The language of the Macaus?
Hello, my name's Chuck. I wish you no harm. I just talk to dead people. Can you talk to me? Can you tell me your name? I'm sorry, I don't know your name. I wish I did. I hate talking to spirits when I don't know their name. But talk to me.
You have to understand, every blessing in the Catholic Church is an exorcism. That's what it is. It is to remove any kind of attachment, to remove any kind of unclean spirit, and to imbue the object with God's light. So I begin the exorcism. And at first, I felt very priestly, just blessing something, no big deal. Let us begin in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
It feels getting cold in here, really cold in here. And then suddenly, the whole room got cold. I mean, so crazy cold.
Most glorious Prince of the heavenly hosts, Saint Michael the Archangel, defend us in our battle against principalities and powers, against the rulers of this world of darkness, the ancient serpent, which is the devil and Satan. Bind him and cast him into the bottomless pit. As I got into it, this horrific disgust and anger just started to overcome me. Begone, Satan, inventor and master of all deceit. The candles started flickering and the room became cold.
I couldn't believe the candle started to flicker so high, erratically, like there was a breeze or some kind of wind there. And there was not at all. It was really warm. There was, in fact, we were all sweating. We had to turn the fans off for audio.
There was this energy. I felt as if while I'm blessing, something was pushing me away from me. Stop deceiving evil creatures. They're pouring out to them the poison of eternal damnation. Stop harming the church and hindering the liberty. They know the word to grant us your powerful protection and to keep us safe and sound. From Samuel. Amen.
It's really cold in here. Yeah.
Talk about it's been like that the entire time.
And everything went black because all I could see was that poor girl's face.
I looked to my right as I was packing up the box, and I saw this dark figure dart by. And I looked back, and there what appeared to be Annalise Macau walking, a very thin, frail figure, just walked by me very, very slowly, and it scared me so much. I mean, she was like in a nightgown, and arms were as thin as very frail sticks. I was so frightened, I ran up and I told Amy was here doing EVPs, and immediately we did a spirit box session. She said, "Is there anything you want to tell Chris?" And said,
I'll be back.
"I'll be back."
One by one, all 6 of them leave until Lucifer himself is gone with a loud vomiting croak from Annalise. And so she just slumps in her chair, and they realize it's over. And so Father Renz begins the song, Hymn Te Deum. They sing praises to Mary. And as Father Renz is leaving the whole room in this, he hears, and he turns, and there's Annalise with that smile. And Father Renz says, who are you? And everybody goes quiet, leaving off the song. And it says, I will not leave. And Father Renz says, identify yourself. And it says, it is I. And at that point, they knew the exorcism had failed. Exorcisms came to their end. She wanted to die for the sins of the world, and she did so at the age of 24 from starvation and dehydration. The rationalists in Germany were horrified that this medieval ceremony had done this to her. Both her parents and the 2 priests who did the exorcisms were brought to trial. They were given 6 months of prison time, which was suspended in favor of probation. After the trial, Annalise Michel's parents requested her body be exhumed. The reason they used was because she had been buried quickly in a cheap pine box, and they wanted to give her a better, more appropriate funeral. At the exhumation, the Catholic Church ensured that none of the priests were present. I think they were afraid of what they might find. However, when Annalise was exhumed, her body had not rotted. It remained as if she had just fallen asleep. This is called by the Church incorruptibility. It's a sign of sainthood, and often saints are exhumed after their death to see if their bodies have not rotted and if they exude a smell of flowers or roses. Annalise passed that test. There are many people who believe that Annalise should be sainted because what she went through was for the salvation of souls. Annalise Michel was an amazing martyr, and I think that she should be sainted because what she went through because she loved God. Annalise Michel was not a monster. She was a victim. And now she's in heaven, enjoying her redemption.